Hi, I'm Michael K. Sahota from Evolve to Be. I want to talk to you today about listening as your leadership superpower. It's your superpower not just to create outcomes, but also to support your own evolution as leader. So, I'm going to talk about this from a couple of different perspectives. I want to start from our level one leadership training perspective. And the first and simplest idea there is that when we listen, we can tap in the collective intelligence of the people that we're in community and projects and teams with. And the collective intelligence is more powerful than any individual intelligence. So it's a way to mitigate the default functioning of the ego, often called cognitive bias, where we just go with our idea because we think we're right. And so what listening does is it opens us up to other perspectives, other ideas, and actually just allows us to support the system in coming to a better outcome than if we just went with our idea on our own. So that's one aspect of listening. The other aspect of listening is that it supports our evolution through the process of unlearning. When we create a space and say, I'm going to listen to other people's ideas, it creates a space to create a way to move from our existing idea to a new idea. And so it's a way to start letting go of perceptions, assumptions that we've held by being open to new information, new data. So listening is actually really, really important for us evolving in our leadership and our capabilities and perceptions. Now, why is listening so important? And this is kind of like the heart of the whole thing, is that our success together or with others in creating plans to move forward depends on the fidelity, the accuracy of our current understanding of reality. When we take time to listen, we improve the accuracy, the fidelity of our models of reality that allow us very naturally to create better plans, because now we're making plans based on more accurate, more precise, more clear information about what's really, really going on around us. So those are the key ideas from a level one leadership perspective. When we move beyond that to our level two leadership perspective, what we start to see is that listening actually has a range of structures that allow us to engage with others. We can do what's called an open listen, where we don't constrain the conversation, allow us to discover what we don't know we don't know. We can use readouts, 1 to 10 scales and so on, to get a sense of, in a specific dimension, what's happening with this group, this community. Is there alignment? Is there energy? Is there not energy? And to get a way to help bring a system to coherence. We can also use a structured form of listening where we present a model or some sort of idea as a way to listen to how a group of people respond and make sense of that model information. And that's the way to help people move out of their existing beliefs, existing perceptions into new ideas, but to do it in a listening-based mode where we're not saying, hey, this is correct, this has to be the answer, but here's an idea. How do you make sense of it, and how do you apply that to your context? So these are like what we talk about is the different kinds of listening that we want to make sure that we understand as a leader how to do with those around us so we can actually help the system move forward to higher levels of functioning and success. The other kinds of listening are using our Playbook 1.0, Playbook 2.0 to listen for where is this system in its desire to move towards higher levels of functioning performance. Are we limited to tactics and strategy? Or is there openness to working on culture and leadership and having people actually evolve themselves? That's a Playbook 1.0 perspective. From a Playbook 2.0 perspective, we're starting to listen to say, well, wait a minute. Where is this group? And we start to understand that alignment's like breathing, and we want to keep on listening for alignment to understand where is this group with their awareness? Where is their group with the acceptance of the truth, the reality, the difficulty, what's happening? Where are they in terms of a shared aspiration? And is there a shared action that this group is actually ready to move forward now? And so we can use the 5 A's of organizational alignment, or Playbook 2.0, to move a system using a listening-based approach towards coherence, towards higher levels of alignment, and dare I even say the danger word of harmony within your organization or team. That's a very lofty goal, but we'll just start with basic levels of alignment, which is a big challenge in most organizations. The other aspects of listening are when we want to hold crucial conversations with people, that we understand that the way to actually hold a conversation is not primarily about us telling, it's about us listening to understand how does our model of reality sync up with the other person's reality, and where can we start to find a common ground so we can move forward together. That's where we start to get into Crucial Conversations 3.0 and starting to use listening as an extension of our superpower to engage with people in a very powerful way one-on-one. We also talk about models where we do one-on-one interviews where we want to go and listen to people, not telling them about what we want and what our goals are, but about understanding what their perspective is on what the challenges of the organization are, what their ideas to move things forward, to understand how does this person line up with all the other leaders in the environment? How do we all line up together, and how can we create coherence for ourselves and move forward? So this is from a level 2 perspective of listening. Now, from an advanced level that we speak about in the academy, we understand that the primary challenge with our ability to listen is that our nervous system's overactive. We have an overactive sympathetic nervous system, what we call this lower levels of psychological safety, or stresses in the nervous system. These are what prevent us from actually being still and fully listening and receiving information. So as we start to move into academy level listening, we start to stabilize our nervous system so we can be open to receiving information. Now, as we go further on this journey of kind of removing the conditioning of activity and fear-based action and so on to come towards more of a place of stillness, we start to open ourselves up not just to directly information of what's happening in front of us, but to start open us up to the energetic field, the quantum field, where we can start to listen at a much, much deeper level of what's really going on here. Oftentimes, really good consultants talk about, we'll listen for the music, listen, not the words, but to kind of listen to the background of what's not being said. And that's what we start to do as we move into the academy, is we start to stabilize our being so we can be still and calm enough so we can actually realize, oh, well, wait a second, this is what's going on with this person. This is what's going on with this group. And from that place, actually start to take action at the deeper level of what's really going on, rather than the surface level of discussion and talk and noise, but to really get to the fabric of what's happening, where the conflicts are, where the challenges are. And once we can start to that, our listening is expanded to such a level that we can really, truly lead and help systems and groups of people move forward. And of course, as we get stiller and stiller, more and more information comes in. We get more and more access to the quantum field. We get more and more access to direct information, direct guidance, inspiration, serendipity. Those kind of things open up much more. But that requires us to develop this listening superpower, where we move out of this kind of default functioning in our society of action, do, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do, to realizing that our state of being actually holds the key to unlocking our success and our power. So this is a skill. It takes time to develop. We offer and advance this at all levels of our training. And if you're listening to this and you're wondering, well, I wonder what I'm not hearing in my environment. I'm wondering what I'm not hearing. We'd love to help you out. Just reply by email. We can set up a call. We'd happy to help you listen at a deeper level and help you take that little small next step on your journey. So if you're interested in really getting a grip at a deeper level of what's happening within your organizational system, love to have that conversation with you. As well, if you start to think about it, it's not just listening to what's happening in your system, it's listening about what's happening in you that's creating the lens from which you are perceiving the system. So it's a multi-dimensional aspect of listening. It's not just listening externally, it's also listening internally to how we are functioning ourselves and how our filters are causing us to perceive the situation around us. So if you are interested in having a chat of tapping into our listening superpowers to help you nudge your system forward a little bit more, just reply by email, and happy to set up a time to have a chat with you. All right, thanks so much for listening, everyone. It's been a pleasure supporting each and every one of you in your journey, and look forward to seeing you on the monthly calls or community events. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.